94% of Nigerians are depressed. That means we have over 7 or 8 million depressed people in this country. Do we even know what the word depression is? Do we take it serious? Do we have equipped professionals to tackle this issue in this part of the world? Is this something that we're well equipped to handle when we have a family member or a close person who is suffering from depression? Do you even know the meaning of depression? We'll find out when we come back. Stick around. Welcome back. This is still Ujumpo of Ujumpo Unravels. Today we're talking about depression. Depression is a topic that I feel we've not done justice to in this part of the world. Depression is something we trivialize and something we are even very ignorant about. Depression also is something I believe that most of us here in this part of the world do not even understand what it means, the effects, the causes, and how it could be mitigated. Depression is something that I believe has this stigma attached to it when one hears that so person is depressed or is suffering from depression. Should it be like that? The answer is no. Now, first of all, we're going to talk about the meaning of depression. What is depression? Depression is a mental health disorder that is really very persistent with a feeling of sadness when someone feels sad always, no interest in any activity whatsoever, which would of course at the long run lead to poor daily living, basically, where someone has lost hope in living, in a layman's term, when someone does not even find hope, joy, happiness, laughter in anything, and the person has given up. It could be clinical, it could be manageable. They are functional depressed people, and that is what I think we have a lot in Nigeria. But remember, if it's not treated, if it's not addressed, it can move from a functional depressed situation to something that is clinical, which can lead to suicide. So I'm here to talk about this depression so that we can actually pay attention to it and know that it's serious and know that a lot of us are depressed. There are a lot of things happening in this country and it's enough to make any Nigerian living in Nigeria depressed. Governance, road, insurgencies, kidnap, rape, theft, criminality, lies, corruption, name it. I understand. It is hard. It is hard for me too. But the truth is, do we give up or do we try and continue to try and continue to try and try to stay as positive as we can stay? Now, there are so many things that could actually trigger depression or things that can make one depressed. I'm going to mention a few so that we can understand how important it is for us to be our neighbor's keeper, how important it is for us to have positive attitude towards not just ourselves but the people around. Because in doing that, you might be helping someone that is depressed be better. You might give someone that has lost hope to have hope again. You can help someone that has lost faith to have faith again. That's all you need to do. We are not saying you should live your life for the next person, but we'll say that when you are nice and kind to yourself and the next person, you are indirectly and also directly helping not just yourself, the community and the world at large. Now, the things that can lead to depression are illnesses or sicknesses. For example, when someone finds out that he or she has HIV or cancer, this can actually lead to depression. Remember, the person is medically not okay, and on top of that, the person is psychologically and mentally not okay because of the cause of that sickness. That person can just give up, be depressed, run into chronic depression, and just commit suicide and go. So when you have someone that is ill or sick, as against being irritated, because that is one thing we do here in this part of the world, sometimes I kind of feel that we don't have empathy. We are even angry with someone that is sick, as if the person actually called the sickness and said, sickness come, I want to be sick, I want to be a problem to my family. No, these are things we can't control. So when you are in that space where you know physically, medically, mentally, you, the person that is ill, you're not happy, you need your close family and friends to give you that hope, to give you that strength, that is when you need them the most. So family and friends of people that are ill or sick, as against blaming them and saying, are you not the one now? You were following men? No, it's not about who follow man pass. It's not about who follow woman pass. Unfortunately, the person has this disease. As a family friend, as a mother, as a father, as a sibling, as a cousin, what do? Do you use horrible words to make them feel worse and run into chronic depression and probably suicide? Or do you try to show empathy and give them hope and faith again? Having HIV does not mean that you've come to the end of your race. No, you can make something beautiful out of your life with or without HIV. Another thing again that causes depression is pressure, not just peer pressure. Research has even proven that in this part of the world, that pressure from family causes more depression than peer pressure. So in essence, the expectations of our parents on us, or what we expect from our parents, causes depression. You will see parents, because they wanted to be medical doctors, for example, and they were not able to achieve that, they will put that pressure on their child. Clearly that child wants to be a photographer, and there's nothing wrong with photography. But no, the parents will put pressure, manipulate, pressure that child into entering medical school. And the child enters there and is not doing well, and he's disappointed with both himself and his family, and then he commits suicide, and you wonder, why? Because this child has looked for so many ways to tell you, Mom, I don't want to do this. Dad, I don't want to do this. But because you want that child to be what you were not able to be, you would manipulate and push that child to doing that he or she does not want to do. The child will run into depression and kill himself. Can we stop that? Can we really have communication to listen to both our children and our children listening to us? Can we really communicate as against imposing our wishes on the next person? Another major cause of depression, of course, is economic factor. This country hard, sha. This country hard, sha. The rate of depression has even multiplied from COVID era, that's the peak of COVID in 2020 till now. Things are hard. Things are hard. Tomatoes, people cannot even buy tomatoes from the market. Onions, Maggi, salt. Have you really wondered how the very poor people survive? Things are hard. The economic situation is hard. Criminality has multiplied. People are depressed. People watch their children die of hunger. If you think it doesn't happen in Nigeria, it does. People are dying of hunger in this country. Why wouldn't their parents or caregivers be depressed? Why? That is another main factor. There are jobs nowhere. Even if you get jobs, the things you're being paid is little to nothing. You cannot even foot your transportation bill, not to talk of rent. That's another main cause of depression in this country. Then another thing is gender inequality. Research also has shown that women in the north are depressed more. Of course, inequality is not a good thing, but in this country, women, especially in the northern part of the country, are marginalized. The disparity of life, or what is allowed in the society between male children and female children, is just unbelievable. People are sad and people go into depression, which could be chronic and lead to suicide. Data in this country is really not very, very good, but the cases of suicide that has been reported, of course, I believe is more than the actual cases, because some people don't even report. Because of the stigma attached to depression and suicide, most family members will bury that and not even report. So guys, the essence of this video is not to dampen your spirit, is not to make you sad, will make you aware that the next person might be depressed, may be functional, but have challenges that is so heavy that he's struggling to keep afloat. What you need to do is just to be a little kind. Just a little kind. Knowing that the best is next and you should hang in there. Subscribe to my YouTube channel and I will see you in the next episode.